Hello everybody! My name is LikeIt's1985 and this is my review of the Takara Tomy AM-09 Soundwave figure. And yes, I will be comparing the Takara Tomy version with the Hasbro Transformers Prime Soundwave figure. And essentially they are the same figure. However, if we take a look at the Arms Micron figure here, it does have some additional molding onto the wings here. These are, I guess, weaponry or thrusters of some sort, I'm not sure. But on the top they have these ports, which do accept the Micron figures from the Arms Micron line. And if we take a look at the Hasbro version of Soundwave, there are no such moldings or ports on the wings, so you can see the difference there. In addition to accepting the Micron figures, these ports do accept the Dark of the Moon mech tech weapons, which is kind of cool. So you have additional playability there. Now another key difference between the two figures is the way that the pink-purple highlights are applied to the figure. On the Hasbro version here, you can see these are actually just paint applications. So they use paint for those purple-pink colors, highlights. Whereas on the Arms Micron figure, essentially all of the pink-purple paint has been replaced by stickers. So you get this kind of metallic effect instead of just the dull paint. And you can see there kind of the difference between paint and stickers. And another difference I noticed is the coloring of the plastic is different in certain areas of the figure. So on the Arms Micron figure, if we take a look at the tail fins here, these are the same color as the rest, or the majority of the figure, which is that blue color. You can see they're not painted at all. Whereas on the Hasbro Transformers Prime Soundwave, the fins are colored black. And you can also see a little difference here if you take a look at this section of the jet mode here, as compared with the one on the Hasbro version, the colored black here on this section of the vehicle. If we take a look at the underside of the jet, there is a striking difference there as well. Focus on this area right here on the Hasbro Soundwave, and this is more of a, I would say, kind of a purple color, but it is paint. Whereas on the Arms Micron figure, there is no such paint application there. So there is that difference. I've also noticed a difference in material, and that has to do with the nose cone here. This is really a hard plastic here on the tip of the jet, whereas on the Arms Micron figure, I would say this is more of a softer plastic, a little different plastic they used here for the Arms Micron Soundwave. And here is a close look at the Micron figure that comes with Arms Micron Soundwave. Here it is in weapons mode, and you can see it has a peg there. So you could, if you wanted to, peg it into this central peg hole here, and have it as some kind of weapon for alternate mode. You could also peg it into the one of the two additional ports on the wings for that type of effect. And these Micron figures also do transform into an alternate mode. For this one, what you want to do is extend out these claws here and bring out the sets of legs like that, and then take this and rotate this down and bend the tail up. And basically what you have is a little scorpion figure. And I forgot, I should point out the sticker applications on this figure are actually quite nice. You actually have some here on the claws, silver and purple. You have one for the eye right there. You do have stickers back here as well. And stickers on the very tip of the tail all the way around, as you can see there. And the really cool part is they actually have a sticker with a, basically a silver sticker with a Decepticon logo on it that you apply inside of this hole here, and then you cap it off with this translucent purple plastic cap here. And so it creates a really, really nice effect kind of cool there. I like that look. But anyways, you have this scorpion, which is kind of cool. I like scorpions, so that's pretty cool. And I just noticed this, you actually have ports here, so you could plug in, I guess, additional microns, or also it will accept the Dark of the Moon mech tech weapons. So that's pretty cool. So that is the Micron figure for Arms Micron Soundwave. So in robot mode, I can point out some more differences in terms of how the color was applied to the figure. So on the right here, we'll take the Hasbro version, look at the area here just below the head. You can see there's some dark blue, almost purple paint or coloring around his neck area that forms sort of a V pattern. Well, on the Takara version, that actually is a sticker, as you can see there. Now, both figures do come with the Laserbeak figure, which stores in the chest. On the Hasbro version here, the black is actually paint or coloring, whereas on the Takara version, that is a sticker, as you can see there. Now, oddly enough, the paint, well, I should say the color, in both cases for the waist area here, and here, both are paint, so they didn't use stickers here in place of the paint on the Takara version. So that's kind of odd that they chose not to do that, but maybe there was a good reason for it. Looking down at the leg area, you can see there's more stickers here on the side as well as on the knees. Now these stickers here really don't stay on that well. In fact, they're coming off as I speak right now. But they do have sticker detail, whereas with the Hasbro version, that is just all paint. In a similar fashion, you can see here, compare the two bottom of the legs, Hasbro, Takara. And one thing I forgot to mention while we were looking at the vehicle form is, on the wings here, or what the arms are in robot mode, you have this black here, this is paint, this is a sticker. As for the weapons for Soundwave's robot mode, of course you can transform the Micron here back into weapons mode. And on either forearm, there's a peg hole here, and you can peg that into his arm. Now, since the figure also has this on the Hasbro version, you could use the Micron figure on the Hasbro version as well as a weapon. So you have that. And what you could also do, since you have these ports on the Takara Tomy version, you could, if you wanted to, peg that into either shoulder and sort of have that as a weapon storage, something like that. I think most people wonder about whether the Takara Tomy Arms Micron version of the figure is worth getting, and it really depends on where you live. If you live in Japan, it probably is worth it, because in Japan, at least on HobbyLink Japan, they were selling these for 1,600 yen, which is around 20 US dollars. And for that price, yes, it definitely is worth it. But for those of us who live outside of Japan or outside of the of Southeast Asia, then we're probably looking around $30 to $35 per figure. And I base that on the fact that I saw one online retailer sell it for $35. The retailer was based in North America. So $35 for the figure itself, and then you have shipping. So you're looking at $45 there. I happen to get mine for probably around $30, and I say probably because I actually ordered this figure from HobbyLink Japan with some other figures, so the cost of shipping was divided between the 4 figures. But let's say on average around $30. Well, that's almost 3 times the amount you'd pay for a Hasbro release version of the same figure. So you really have to take that into consideration. And I don't think it's worth it to pay 3 times the amount of money for an Arms Micron figure. Now, having said that, obviously I did end up picking up Soundwave. And the reason I did is, one, I like the Soundwave Prime figure. It's a really nice Transformer. And so I don't mind having an extra copy of that figure. I also like the the actual Micron here, that was a cool aspect. And what you do when you get it out of the box is the actual Micron itself is on this plate, and you cut the pieces out of the plate and assemble the figure. That was a really fun part of this particular figure. And all the Arms Microns are like that. The actual Micron figures themselves come on a plate, and you actually cut them out of the plate and assemble them. So I think that aspect of the toy is really, really cool. The stickers, well, the stickers are a mixed bag. I really thought there would be, beforehand, before actually getting the figure, that there would be sticker problems, and indeed on my figure there are. I mentioned the fact that the stickers on the knees are coming off, and there's some stickers coming off here on the chest. So, you know, I'm not all that sold on the stickers. I mean, it does take some time to apply them, and depending on where you're applying them, they may stick better than other places. So kind of a mixed bag for me. I think I would have been just happy to have the paint instead of the stickers, but you know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, unless you really, really like the figure and you're willing to pay the extra money, I really don't think it's worth getting the Arms Micron figure. That's not to say I don't like it. It's just I'm being being realistic here. Another cool aspect you could do, like the Viacon is coming out with the Arms Micron version, and so that would be cool to army build, and that would actually be cool to have the Hasbro version as well as the Takara Tomy version. That would kind of make sense because you have, obviously, the Viacons are figures you can army build. So in that case, it makes sense. With Soundwave, even though I like the mold, I don't really, technically you don't really need two of them. So it all comes down just to whether you number one, can afford to pay the extra cost for the Arms Micron version, and number two, if you like the figure bad enough to do that.